Hello everyone, it's Serena here, back with another lesson. So this one is titled Transferring and Ambulating Using a Transfer/Gait Belt. So to give you a little bit of history, like always, I've got my textbook. So to give you a little bit of history, a transfer belt is a safety device used to transfer residents who are weak, unsteady, or uncoordinated. It becomes a gait belt when it's used to help residents walk. So when you're just transferring from one place or another, or transferring positions or something like that, it's called a transfer belt. But when you're ambulating with your resident, it is called a gait belt. So to show you what it looks like, this is it when it's rolled up. It's got a silver part at the end, and you just unroll it. It is pretty long. And then there is just a clamp on this side. This side is a little bit, I don't know if you can see that. It's a little bit spiky, but it's not sharp at all. And then there is a part that goes over that, and then the same thing on the other side. And then there is the tag on the inside. So you can see it is about as long. If I fully extend my arms, it's about as long as my arms are. So, yeah, so as a little bit more background while I just roll this up, the belt is made of a heavy material. Like, if you can see this, you can see this is like cloth. It's pretty thick. It's a heavy material, and it has a buckle and sometimes handles. This one doesn't have handles. It fits around the resident's waist outside of the clothing. It gives like the nursing assistant something firm to hold on to when assisting with transfers or transfer belts. So transfer belts cannot be used if a resident has fragile bones or recent fractures or has recently had surgery or has a stoma or a feeding tube or anything like that. Any incisions, open wounds, drainage, they cannot use this when they're involved in things like that. So, by the way, this video is going to be a two-part video. So this one is just me explaining how this is going to go. And then the second video is pretty much going to be silence. You might hear some background noise, but there will be no talking, because I will be with someone else doing it. So in a different location. So, yeah, so I just wanted to get that out of the way. I'm doing all of the book work in this video, and then the actual part of me showing you will be another video in a different background, in probably silence, but it's going to be quick, just so you know. So that is that. So I'm just going to tell you what you need, the supplies that you need, your equipment for this skill. So you will need your transfer belt or your gait belt, depending on what you're doing. Generally, it's just called a transfer belt. So you will need your transfer belt, and you will need non-skid footwear. I do not have that with me to show you, but basically that is either like a pair of sneakers, a pair of slippers that have non-skid rubber or silicone grips on the bottom of them, or hospital shoes, or anything of that nature, just something that's non-skid. And if it is shoes that have laces, you have to always make sure that those laces are tied. With the non-skid shoes, check the bottoms of them often, depending on how much the resident ambulates. And, just make sure that the skids aren't coming off or anything. Because if they're a cheap pair of slippers or something like that, the non-skid part can soon fade off. So you just want to make sure that you're keeping safety involved. So these steps for this, obviously you're going to identify yourself, identify your patient, wash your hands, explain the procedure, provide privacy, adjust the bed to the lowest position, lock the bed wheels. And then where it starts is you want to assist the resident to a sitting position with their feet flat on the floor. So you want to allow them time. So allow them time to sit up, help them sit up on the edge of their bed with their feet dangling over, or in a chair. Make sure they're sitting upright. After that, you're going to put on the non-skid footwear and make sure the laces are tied. Make sure that the non-skid footwear is non-skid, and you're just going to check that. Then you're going to place a transfer belt over the resident's clothing and around the waist Do not put it over bare skin. If you put it over bare skin, that can cause shearing. It can cause too much friction and cause redness, which can ultimately cause a pressure ulcer. So you just want to avoid it touching the skin. Also, this can be used on different patients, so you just want to make sure that you are not contaminating anywhere in any way. And then you're going to apply it, and then you're going to tighten it. Tighten the buckle until it's snug on the patient, and you're going to leave enough room to where you can put like 2 of your fingers in it and pull it out a little bit, and there's still a little bit of space. So it fits comfortably under the skin. Check to make sure that the skin folds, like the breasts and stuff like that, are not caught under the belt. And then you're going to position the buckle slightly off center in the front or the back, whatever's most comfortable for the patient. So that's the order that you do it. So in the next video, I will be applying it to someone and showing you how to transfer them, and then also showing you how to ambulate with it. So that will be up shortly.